Hello, I am Paul O'D of Cage Legacy and the MMA Opinion, and I am delighted to be joined on the line today by the owner of Cage Legacy, Mr. Declan Kenna. How are you doing today, Declan?
How are you? How's things?
I'm doing very well, thank you very much. You must be excited, only a few days out now.
Super excited. A lot of hard work has gone in, so just can't wait, yeah.
Very good. And of course, look, less than 2 weeks away from the aftermath, and I have to ask, has this been the most difficult one to date to put together and to get over the line?
It has been, yeah. The logistics of this one has been very different, obviously due to Corona and just everything that's going on. It's a little bit different, but all the staff, myself, Darren, and everyone in the background has been working really hard to get this across the line. So just can't wait. Super excited. 12 days to go. Irish MMA is back.
Yes, exactly. A big
Super
day.
Excited, yeah.
Big day for Irish MMA, and that's actually what I wanted to touch on. This event is obviously is significant in the fact that we haven't had an event in over a year. And I wanted to get your opinion on this. What do you think this event means for Irish MMA as we stand as a community right now, and how do you think it'll be perceived in the future as a landmark in the history of Irish MMA?
Yeah, well, it'll be a big thing to have the shows back. It's going to be massive. All the fighters need that. We need the shows. The gyms need the shows. The fighters need the shows. So super excited that the shows are back. And then on the second question, yeah, it's really, we're going to be setting like a milestone here where this will be the standard then through in Ireland for safety, which we are already leading in the safety standard.
Yeah.
We have been since the introduction of the brain scans.
Yeah.
But for this one with the Corona test, we're going to be the first people that's going to introduce the scan. So, and then introducing like a COVID test. So, super excited. Yeah, where every athlete that's going to be on the show is going to be tested. So they're going to have a Corona test before they compete. So we'll be setting the standards again.
You have previously set the standards. You mentioned before with regards to the brain scans. And getting that one over the line, of course, must have been difficult as well. It was new times and new, kind of procedures to be put in place, and it was a very different environment then. How different is this situation to that one?
Yeah, so there's a lot gone into this one. This one is, especially the Corona, it's changed a lot. So now we have like bubbles and everyone has to be tested. So there's a lot gone into it, but it's like it's a new protocol now. So we'll be using that going forward because we don't know when things will be changing, so this will be the way forward.
Of course. And I do want to just touch on yourself and your background and how Cage Legacy came to be a little bit. Now, we know you came from a kickboxing background and then you started up the gym full power. But just give us a little brief kind of background on yourself and how Cage Legacy came to be.
Me and my team, Full Power, when we set up, we were going to a lot of competitions and shows. And they were good, like, but I was looking, going, we can put on a better show than this. So out came Cage Legacy, and from Cage Legacy 1, we just blew it out of the water. Ever since Cage Legacy 1, it hasn't stopped growing. It's gotten bigger and better. It's only got bigger. This next event is our biggest one to date. So everybody tune in on April 3rd. It'll be a night of fights not to be missed, that's for sure. It's only €10 as well. The link is only a tenner, so
yeah,
you can get the pay-per-view link in the bio. You can get it from the website, cagelegacy.ie. You can get it from any of the fighters' bios. Each fighter has to hit a quota of tickets. So if you go to any fighter that's on the card, you can get the link in their bio and support the show and the fighter.
Very good. And you touched on it there a little bit about this being a historic card and the biggest card you've done to date. I did want to just touch on some of the Cage Legacy alumni that have gone previously. So you've had Peter Queally, Kieran Clark, John Mitchell, Ryan Spillane, Pedro Carvalho, Ian Gary, just to name a few that have gone through the doors in the Cage Legacy
and
cage.
They've all gone to bigger and better things, scratching the door of the UFC. Ian Gary, massive star. Pedro Carvalho fought for the featherweight world title on Bellator. Cage Warriors fighters, Brave fighters. So they've only gone on to bigger and better things. And on April 3rd, you're going to see the next wave of talent coming through. So make sure you tune in.
So that's what I wanted to ask. So of the fighters on the card, I'm not asking you to pick specific names or anything like that, but Do you see a big chunk of these guys being the next wave of the Irish talent? Because it seems to be an absolutely stacked card throughout.
I think many of the fighters on the card could be the next big thing. But of course, 100%, there's 1, 2, 3 of them there that will be a superstar. Maybe all of them, but hard work and dedication will only tell that. But definitely, if you tune in now, you're catching the early days of the special talent.
Very good. And I'm going to put you completely on the spot here.
Go for it.
Which fights are you most looking forward to on the Aftermath card?
Every single fight. I'm really looking forward to it. That's why I matched them. But
yes, yeah.
Every fight.
Very good. I didn't think I was going to get a one fight answer out of you there.
There's not one fight on that card that you wouldn't pay €10 for alone. Like have a look through the card. Every single fight on that card is a domestic 50-50 fight. It's a huge fight for each competitor's career on it. A lot of them there are just scraping, going professional. They're just going to go professional after the next 1 or 2 fights. So
yeah,
these are the ones you need to watch. These are the future.
For sure, I can't disagree with you. Now, we've been asking all the fighters and putting them on the spot a little bit, so it'd be unfair if I didn't ask you to tell us something we don't know about you.
Something you don't know about me. Jesus, there's a lot you don't know about me.
Yeah, it stumps everyone. Maybe something about your kickboxing background or your boxing background.
Something you don't know about me. I love Mexican food.
There you go. That's a first for us anyway. And just for a soundbite, why should we tune in on April 3rd to Cage Legacy, the Aftermath?
So make sure you get your virtual ticket now for Cage Legacy on April 3rd, 2021. It's going to be a live pay-per-view event. It's only €10. You can get it from any of the fighters' bios. Support Irish MMA and support the up-and-coming talent. Make sure you tune in on April 3rd. Do not miss this.
Very good. And again, before we let you go, just remind us where we can find the tickets, the link to the tickets for the pay-per-view.
You can get a ticket link in any of the fighters that's on the card's bio, or you can get it from cagelegacy.ie website or Cage Legacy Instagram or Facebook.
That's it. You heard it here first, guys. Be sure and tune in on April 3rd for Cage Legacy, the Aftermath, live on pay-per-view. Thank you very much for joining me, Declan.
And I just want to say one thing, Paul. I'd like to thank all the sponsors who helped us with the show. And I want to thank yourself. Thank you for doing a great job and interviewing the fighters. You're doing great work.
No problem at all. My pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. And see you on April 3rd.
Thanks a million.